Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. As always, guys, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Gemini. And before I'm even going to get started, I'm going to say this, and I think I'm going to say it a couple of times. These are general readings, so only take whatever applies. These are general readings, so only take whatever applies. These are general readings. Only take whatever applies and leave the rest. Now, Geminis, you guys are one of my biggest supporters, to be honest with you. I've met a lot of Geminis through this journey. I've connected with a lot of Geminis, and you guys are awesome. In my opinion, you guys are awesome people. I don't know what the heck other people talk about. But there is something this week that is setting you guys off. You need to, because the energy with you guys was defensive. Defensive. And not everything that is said to you should be taken as an attack. Now, I get it. Sometimes you may have a bad blood with certain people because there's definitely that energy where it's hard to hear the truth about a situation or the truth of how you showed up in a situation from somebody that you have a conflict with. But I want you to, let me just move over a little, just so I can move my arm a little. I want you for a second, for a second, regardless of whether this is at work, at home, whether this has to do with your finances, whatever, like breathe. And don't assume anything. I always say we what is it? There's always the saying like assuming makes an ass out of you and me, because when you tend to assume something, you react, and then if you react, the other person may end up doing the same thing, and then it's like something that could have been avoided now turns into this huge thing. So what I want to say with that is if you're connecting with certain people, whatever it is, and they're not seeing your vision, or they're not supporting your vision, or they're not supporting your dreams, or whatever it is, don't take it as a personal attack. Not everything that everyone does is they're doing to attack you, or they're doing it because you're jealous of you, or anything like that. 90% of the time, people are so self-involved that they rarely, let's put it this way, have time to do certain things. Now, when I say that is, yes, in the past you may have had certain people that would definitely fit into that category of hating and envious and all of this. But this shift or this transition that is occurring at this moment is more, let's put it this way. The main lesson here is about self-validation and how much faith you have in your purpose, and how much faith and trust you have in your spiritual team, regardless of whatever it is that you do spiritually. So when you're going through energies like that, right, there seems to be either like a decline, or there seems to be a space where you may not be connecting with other people, or maybe you're not engaging with as many people, or maybe people are not seeing your dreams, whether that's to open a grooming store, or to open a candle store, or to open something random like a shoe repair store, which every year it's like less and less. But I know a lot of people that would actually love to have a shoe repair, because sometimes there's certain shoes that either they came for somebody special or something like that, and it's hard to find somebody to fix them. I don't know why I'm going down that route, but it is something of that nature, right? And it's almost kind of like, okay, if you truly say that you are 100% in, and that you have faith, and you know that this is the right path for you, whatever it is, what what would you do if no one shows up for a day or two or a week or whatever? Are you going to become desperate? Are you going to feel like you're being attacked? Or are you going to go back within yourself and see what it is that is trying to be taught to you, or what it is that is trying to become clear to you? Because when you validate your purpose from other people, like, oh, your purpose is to make cake because you make the best cakes, this and this and this and that. What happens if for like 6 months you don't get one freaking client? Does that mean that your cakes are still not good? Does that mean that you're making horrible cakes right now? Does that mean you're going to stop baking altogether? No. You're still going to keep going, right? Because that is what you feel your purpose is, right? So regardless of the validation from the outside, you have to learn to validate whatever it is that you feel that your purpose is. And that's why some of you may feel that you're being attacked, when in reality you're not being attacked. You're just being reminded that the validation for whatever it is that you do should come from yourself and not from anyone else. So let's go ahead and let's pull out a few tarot. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse. There's another card behind it. Of course there is. Alright. So we have the Five of Cups. We have the Ace of Wands and the Sun. The more you... The more you do something, or the more you try to force something, the more disappointment you're going to feel when something doesn't go your way, right? There is a sense that you don't have to oversell yourself. You don't have to overdo it, right? When people come to me, right, I want to say about 90% of the new clients that I get are people that have never watched one single YouTube video of mine, have no idea what I do and how I do it, but are coming by referral from a previous client. So the first thing I do when I get on the phone, I introduce myself and this and this and that, and they're like, oh, so you're just gonna pull cards? And I'm like, no. They're like, well, and I tell them what I do, but that's it, right? I don't oversell myself in the fact that I'm like, oh, I am this, I am that. No, I am simply Perla, and Perla has different gifts, and whatever gifts come out during the private reading is what comes out. Right? And it is almost kind of like that. And it is almost kind of like this energy of like, stop overselling yourself in an area of your life, and then just allow people to be naturally gravitated towards you. Right? So let's go ahead and let's pull out a love energy. We are using the Dark Mirror deck. So just be aware of that. And right away, a card flew out for you guys. What do we have for Gemini? Fated to Suffer, number 25. Now, you need to get out of this thought pattern that you're always going to be suffering, and that you're always going to, that all the trials, right, all the challenges that you're going to face are almost going to destroy you, are going to come in to teach you a very harsh lesson. No, it gets to that point. You want to know why? Because when the lesson first comes around the first time, it is very subtle. It's almost kind of like a little whisper, and we ignore it, and we ignore it, and we ignore it. So by the like 1,000 times the lesson comes back around, it comes back with a vengeance, right? And it is almost kind of like that energy. So stop worrying so much about what other people are doing, what other people are saying, what other people think about you, or anything like that. Stop listening to everything else around you. Who likes what you do? Who likes what you make? Who likes it? Stop. Because in the midst of worrying so much about either the positive or the negative things that people are saying about you, you're not listening to yourself. And that is the one person that you need to be listening to at all times, because it is trying to show you a way to see a lesson before it arrives, so that you don't have to feel like you're fated to suffer. I was gonna say failure for some reason. Some of you maybe feel that you've tried something over and over again and it always fails. It doesn't. Are you spending more time worrying about who's liking you and who's disliking you than what you are on your craft? I mean, and it's just an honest and an honest question, right? So like, let's put it this way. For example, I'm across the board on different places on social media, but I don't spend hours on social media. I take about probably 10-15 minutes when I have some downtime and I feel like, oh, okay, let's do it. And sometimes I won't check for days. So if I'm responding late to a comment, is because that's not a social media time for me. And if I respond right away, is because you caught me while I was on social media, right? So it's kind of like that aspect of things. Because social media is more for posting for me than anything else, right? Of course, to engage and to connect. But right now, for whatever the reason, there's a very specific way that my inner self's telling me to do things, and I listen to that, right? Because if I just listen to what other people are saying, I can drive myself crazy. Because the same way you get good feedback, you get bad feedback, or feedback that you don't like. So then it becomes this tug of war, but it has nothing to do with you. It's all external things, external things that have nothing to do with you. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message. Give me one card for Gemini. And I had to pause to say Gemini because Pisces kept wanting to come in. So for those of you that maybe are dealing with a Pisces, whether it's love, French, parent, whatever, you need to stop readjusting yourself or readjusting your life because of this person's opinion, for whoever that is. Step out of your comfort zone, the North Node. So this is a time again that the lesson is about being yourself without the restriction, being yourself regardless of who's going to like it and who's going to hate it. So stop being so defensive and stop thinking that everyone is coming out to get you, because it's not the way that it's happening, at least for most of you. There's always an exception to the rules, right? Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing. Guys, take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.